Welcome to GeekStorm, everybody. My name is Sean Hilton. I am the owner of Comics Cube, located right here in the downtown Kokomo area. We call it Geek Street. Today I'm joined by my good friend Michael Allen Harrison, and today we will present you with some rumors and our opinion and very little news. But before we do that, I would like to take a second to use this platform to editorialize a little bit about something going on in downtown Kokomo. As probably the oldest member of Geek Street in the terms of having an establishment here the longest, sometimes I feel it is my need to be the squeaky wheel. A little over a year ago or so, a bunch of light-up plastic giant crate tube things were placed in the alley of Geek Street. An alley that the Jordans, who own Comics Cube's favorite toy store, Kokomo Toys and Collectibles, spent a great deal of money putting in an art feature across this wall that takes up about 20 or 30 feet. And instead now there are these giant light-up cubes that do not light up, were placed there under the impression that they would still be functional as they were in another part of Kokomo where they were another draw. Instead, they have been used to do nothing but store these plastic tubs. They have not been upkept. Nobody has looked in on them. They are an eyesore. They collect trash, leaves, and the homeless now have taken up living in them and or defecating behind them. I am done with it, and I am over it. These tubs will be taken care of by either whoever the hell owns them or the city. That was me. Or I will start looking into other reasons to get rid of them or means to take care of this situation. I'm pissed about it, and I'm over it. So let's get it fixed and taken care of. We are all taxpayers, and using this alley, which the city does own, however, we are the ones that have maintained and taken care of it up until the point where this trash has been added, are over it. So take care of it. Now, on to the things that Michael wishes to discuss with his amazing list that he puts together every week so that we have stuff to talk about because I am far too lazy to come up with stuff of my own. Mike, what is the first thing on your list? What is the most important topic that you would like to discuss today?
Before we get into the list,
yes.
Since you're doing real life stuff, let me just throw out there really quickly. I've got a guy I work with, Dave Lewis, who watches this show regularly.
Dave?
Tells me he likes it, tells me he doesn't know what I'm talking about, but he thinks we do it really well.
Dave, you're right. Most of the time he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
He's going to retire here in the next month or so, and after 70 or 80 years of service to the city of Kokomo.
That's a lot.
It is.
I mean, that makes him like Methuselah.
He's old. So thanks, Dave. Thanks for watching, and congratulations on your retirement.
Dave, I'm going to help you out a little bit here, so the next time you discuss Mike thought that the original King Kong was only 25 feet tall.
I have graphs to back that up.
I insisted that the original King Kong was about 50 feet tall. Right. It turns out,
don't throw about it.
After some research, King Kong is 42 feet tall. Right. So Mike was not only wrong, he was off exponentially, and I was within, I would say, a degree of error. So Mike was wrong, and Dave, feel free to bring that up anytime.
Using Price is Right rules, which we all watch at the fire station, I would have been the winner, and you would have gone home. You would have slunk off to the side, while me and Drew Carey were hugging on the other side, looking at my Porsche. That's what would have happened.
And that's the problem with you new age millennial children is you're talking about Drew Carey on The Price is Right.
I'm older than you.
My ass was hanging out with Bob Barker when The Price was right and The Price wasn't wrong.
I'm older than you are.
Then act like it. Now, what's on your list?
Well, unfortunately, speaking of old, we lost.
That's a bad segue, man. I don't know how it's going.
We lost to giants.
Giants
in media with Larry King having passed and Cloris Leachman, both well into their 80s or 90s. I think Cloris Leachman was 94. We decided the other day, and Larry was, I think, 80 something.
Yeah, the biggest loss of Larry is going to be to all his ex-wives that he's not supporting anymore.
Right. He had a lot. Although he stayed with that last one for the last 20 or 30 years. He was with her for quite a while.
Yeah, but I think she was really just a live-in nurse, and he didn't know.
Well, maybe.
So she was already getting paid to be there.
I don't think that's true. She was actually a TV personality on CNN in its infancy.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I remember seeing her on TV.
I gotta admit, I never followed Larry King. I thought there was other more interesting interviewers out there. He did, I guess, maybe the hard-hitting interviews.
I would say I wouldn't say that. I would say he's one of the first.
Were they?
One of the first like him and a Charlie Rose, one of the first conversational interviews that happened, rather than you sitting down for a segment and then the next guy comes on and all that. He sit with somebody for an hour or so, so you got a little more in depth into things. Appeared in over 20 movies as himself.
As Larry King, because he'd show up wearing his
Peacock, Rhode Island, go ahead, or whatever he says. I mean, there is a Peacock, Rhode Island. I don't.
What was the last thing you saw Cloris Leachman in?
Oh man, probably in an episode of The Office, which is 10 years old by now.
Okay.
They were pirating a movie and watching this little movie on a little laptop, and it was her and Jack Black in the movie that they were watching.
Oh, that's great.
That's the last thing I remember
So
seeing
it was
her in.
them, like somebody was pirating a movie.
Yes.
Were they doing it right?
I don't know what right. How could I be a judge of that? Huh. Anyway,
so I think the last thing I saw Cloris Leachman, you know me, I never remember any names. It's about it was a situation comedy. Young guy ends up impregnating a serial killer.
Oh.
And having a baby. The serial killer goes to jail.
Okay.
And
this is a sitcom?
Oh, it's very funny.
Okay.
And I believe Cloris Leachman was the grandma of the group while they tried to raise the family tried to raise the kid.
I don't know what that is.
I want to say the blonde from Goonies was the mom.
Dee Williams?
Is that who that was?
The mom?
The mom
in Goonies?
No. The girl, the blonde girl.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Mike, again. The mom from Goonies is now a great grandma or something, or maybe.
Sure, I don't know. I didn't watch your imaginary show. I don't know who you're talking about.
It's not an imaginary show. It's a real show. Now, you go on with your show. I'm going to look it up because now you said it's imaginary.
You're talking about Leah. Are you talking about the Back to the Future?
No. No.
Teenage Mom. Back
It's funny because there's like the two people watching it. It's like that show. I know that show. That's a great show. I'm looking it up.
Okay, go ahead.
People for this anyway. Oh, you feel free to go ahead and do your thing.
Well, there's this rumor out there, and it seems to be only attributed to one source, to Hollywood Reporter. Nobody else has reported it, but everybody's reporting off of that report that there's a Harry Potter live-action series in the works at HBO Max. Our friend Lauren, who oftentimes sits here and makes the right side of the table look much better, she said she saw that Warner Brothers is denying that, but I haven't seen that reported anywhere. I haven't seen what she said reported anywhere either, so I don't know which is which. Warner Brothers put it on Twitter, according to Mike Dukes, who is fairly reliable. So
I don't buy it either.
Okay.
I don't buy it though, based on the troubles that currently JK is facing with fans and other things, and then the Fantastic Beasts is just kind of.
But does anybody care? Yeah, nobody cares about Fantastic Beasts. I feel like.
I mean, it's a fairly large investment in their money. Everything else going on with them. So.
Right. But having something in the works doesn't keep you from having something else in the works. I mean, especially when it's, if it was greenlit today, it's 2 years away from being on the screen. So, I don't know. I don't really care.
It seems like you do.
Potter was great. The movies are great. The books are great. I was done with it then. I don't really care to see more of it. Kind of like Skywalker, I'm going to be honest. Although I'm enjoying Mandalorian, the Skywalker saga itself is a self-contained deal, and if we get more, great. If we don't, I'm okay with leaving that alone. That's just me.
I mean, I would love to see more. I love the Harry Potter series, but as for this right now, the timeline, everything's just not working out. Again, she's under a lot of scrutiny for her comments about the trans community and her thoughts on it. Right. Her own fans have kind of backlashed a little bit from the opinions that she's shared. Actors from the original Harry Potter movies have kind of walked back in or just flat out denied it, or not denied it, but have condemned her for these particular opinions. It's a tough one to walk. And again, the amount of money that would have to be put into something like that right now during what is still a bit of a downtime. I just don't know that. I'm having a hard time buying that one. So
well, I think any big franchise is going to start going towards TV series rather than movies, any established franchise rather. But I don't see a slowdown in any of the investing that any of the channels or any of the apps are doing into content. It seems
Raising
like
Hope. She was Mama in 83 episodes from 2010 to 2014. That was the last thing I saw her, and she was very, very funny. Cloris Leachman
she's a great
as Mama.
Yeah, she's a great comedian, and I don't, she hasn't worked recently, I guess, but still.
Well, I mean, she was 94. That was 2014.
Yeah.
I don't know. I fall back. I think she's working. I don't think she ever stopped. I think her and Betty White were like going at it to see who was gonna win, and Betty won.
Betty wins.
2016 she's working. 2017 she's working. 2020 in 2020 she has got 1, 2, 3 credits. 2021 the woman has 2 credits. She's working more than you and me.
Yeah, that's true.
And she's dead.
That's true. I think Betty White's gonna outlive Keith Richards, and that's something. That's something.
I want them to do a buddy cop team up.
Betty White and Keith Richards.
Betty White and Keith. They're bad detectives. They're good cop, bad cop. But Betty White has to, of course, be the bad cop. Whereas Keith Richards will be,
She's very funny.
It'll be a little Jackie Chan, fish out of water thing with her having to go over to England to catch the bad drug dealer.
Unfortunately, for the two of them,
he's been undercover for like 60 years.
Walking across the room would be an action sequence for either one of those of them. I mean, it's not like they're doing flips with.
Oh man, I saw there was an interview once with Keith Richards, like longtime housekeeper, and I want her to write a book because it was just like every day she'd go to work. She goes, I don't know today, and she's got an accent. They do the accent. I don't do accents well, but it's like,
no, do it in your Jamaican pirate.
Drunken Irish.
Yeah, do that.
It's like, today I hope nothing bad has happened to Mr. Richards today. He's he's gonna outlive you.
Oh
okay?
yeah,
no. There's formaldehyde in his veins. So, there's a lot of things they could do. Back to the Harry Potter thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things they could do. The Marauders being the young parents of Harry, and that also would include Snape, Hogwarts, all the stuff that everybody loves. A backstory that is beloved in the thing. The Marauders map itself and what these guys are named after.
Right.
Plus enough of the drama because Snape at this point is still a bit of an asshat and hasn't quite come over yet. You've got, what's his name? The guy, the rat. I'm a big fan too. Guy gets transformed and, he's with them. He's their friend, but he's eventually going to betray him. So they can have all kinds of little things going on with it if they were going to do it.
So the question becomes, should fandom be punished? Let's say this is a go. Should fandom be punished because the creator, who probably doesn't have much to do with day-to-day anything at all, okay?
I don't know with her. That's a hard sell for JK.
Because money is going to go into her pocket.
Yes. Oh, okay? Absolutely.
And because we don't agree with something she said or did, does that mean we shouldn't get more of the thing we love?
Well, here's the thing, and this is where I think it's a couple of bigger twists. One, it's the exact same people you're talking about are the ones that are going to boycott and cause this problem. The fans are the ones who are going to try and knock this thing down. Secondly, it does not matter what you do. J.K. Rowling gets paid. Those books don't stop selling. She gets paid. Those movies don't stop airing. She gets paid. The Universal theme park doesn't stop having people come in. She gets paid. It doesn't matter if she says something you don't agree with. It doesn't matter if she says the most hateful thing on the planet. She gets paid. Right. She would have to say or do something so despicable that everybody would be willing to come together with their late 70s disco era records and throw them in a pile, burn them all, and have a steamroller go over them.
Does she get paid?
She still gets paid because then they go underground. Oh, no. So... she created a cultural event that was ripped off from Star Wars.
Oh,
and,
that's so true.
You ever seen that?
Yes. Yes.
So check it out sometime. But yeah, so either way, it does not matter what you do. She gets paid. It's not me like sticking up for her. I don't care.
So you might as well make a few people happy.
Yeah. I would love it. Yeah. I just don't believe it because again, the where we're at right now in the world and everything, I think it would be. I think the studio would see it as toxic and not want to be a part of it until this cools down. The truth is Harry Potter's with us for 100 years or more.
Sure.
That's it'll be here long after I'm dead. They've got time to make this money. This money ain't going anywhere. And right now they're making their money off of Fantastic Beasts, or at least they're trying to, as that slowly dissolves into quicksand around them and goes to hell. So
maybe when J.K. Rowling goes the way of Cloris Leachman, they'll decide that it's time to go ahead.
I think it'll be before that.
Put some money back in.
It's like Half-Life. We just got to let it, it's just got to cool down enough that the bean counters are like, all right, now let's go. So eventually it's going to happen. But with that said, that was supposed to go to HBO Max.
Right.
HBO Max has picked up all of, was it Warner Brothers?
HBO is Warner Brothers.
So, but all the movies are going there.
Yeah.
We've just seen the King Kong Godzilla trailer.
Right.
Or Godzilla King Kong. It's King Kong Godzilla.
Kong bows to no one.
Kong bows to no one. That just popped up, and you will get a chance to see it first day on HBO Max. Suicide Squad's going there. I mean, they've got a whole every movie I think that was coming out for this company.
They said all of 2021
is going there.
Yeah.
If that doesn't get you to want to buy HBO Max, then nothing is going to. I don't.
Speaking of that, the I won't say stunt. Their strategy for releasing simultaneously Wonder Woman doubled their subscription. They are up to like 17 million subscribers.
Okay.
So people respond to that. Now, is that, I don't know dollar-wise how that turns out between that and box office for a big movie like that, but they made a decent amount of money for just in subscription.
Just speaking from how I do what I do, if I go to that movie, I bought a ticket for me, and maybe I bought a ticket for my wife.
Right.
That's what they made.
Right.
If I signed up for HBO Max, I'm going to forget to unsubscribe for 6 to 12 to 18 months.
Right.
That is not exaggerating.
No, right.
I ended up with the WWE Universe for 2 years and didn't watch it. 2 years before I got around to canceling that. So, yes, that's... And the price of HBO Max is easily the price, if not more, of a ticket every single month.
Right.
So if they get you to sign up and you just don't forget to cancel your free subscription for 4 months,
right.
They've made I mean, I don't know. I don't see how it's a loss, but that's one movie.
Right.
To do a whole slate of movies
right.
that eventually you were going to get on this anyway down the road.
Right. And some personalities, some Hollywood personalities are coming out, against it. They want their day in the theater. Sure. Denzel Washington was upset that his new movie that comes out on the 29th, I think, it's going to HBO Max. Nolan has said that Christopher Nolan has said that he's no longer going to work with HBO at all, even though they give him $250 million a year to do with whatever he wants. I thought Tenet was a train wreck. I didn't like it at all. But he still makes big movies for him, but he doesn't like this. He doesn't like this format, and so he's not going to do work for Warner anymore. So, okay, bye, Felicia.
I think some of it has to do with back-end deals. I know that
Probably.
Gal Gadot and the director, Patty Jenkins,
yeah,
were all both said, hey, we know this is going to happen. This is what we're doing. You both had back-end deals, so we're just going to cut you a check for this amount of money. Is that acceptable?
Maybe they
and
do
like,
that.
yeah, thanks for the extra $1 million or so.
Right.
So, boom. But, I mean, for somebody like Robert Downey Jr., whose back-end deal made him far more wealthy and powerful than his upfront money could have possibly have been, for him, if this had happened at that point, he would have got peanuts. And so, for a lot of these actors, that back-end deal probably isn't that big a deal because what if the movie doesn't do well?
Right.
But some of these movies, like Kong and Godzilla, which I don't know that Kong probably got a back-end deal.
Kong gets peanuts.
I doubt Godzilla did. So, yeah, that money that they get after production, after it hits theater, they get a percentage of box office. That's a lot of money for some of these guys.
Sure,
so
sure.
I can see where that is a whole lot for some.
Well, you don't write Gal Gadot a check and not write Denzel a check. Okay, Denzel is arguably the greatest actor of our lifetime. So you don't want to tick him off for sure. Just saying. What about me?
I mean, but that's every single actor.
No, I know.
That's going to be on this.
Well, I don't think not very many actors have the clout to have back-end deals.
I don't disagree with that at all. That's something that...
Speaking of Kong, we got a trailer.
Yes, we did.
We got a trailer for Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus Kong.
And a lot was shown. It wasn't like one of those little sneaky shadow... No.
I would say all we didn't get out of that trailer is who wins and how they do it. I think everything else, we see a lot there. And there's maybe one big spoiler, but we'll see if that actually happens or not. That might be just a trick of the eye, but... So you had the Godzilla movie with Bryan Cranston and Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. They were both in that movie. And then you had the Skull Island movie. They were both in that movie. You had the Skull...
Were any of them stars?
I don't know.
I don't think they weren't stars. The chick from Stranger Things was the star of that Godzilla movie, wasn't she?
That was the next Godzilla movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the one probably 10 years ago, but it's
I'm thinking of the newest one.
It's what started this legendary
Gotcha.
little universe.
Okay.
And then you had Kong or Skull Island.
Skull Island.
And with Sam Jackson was in that, right?
Sam Jackson was in it. John Goodman's in it.
Brie Larson.
Hiddleston's in it.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I should watch it again.
It is. It's a fun.
It's funny. You've got those two, and they kind of kind of took the Marvel formula a little bit, and they did solo film, and now we bring them together, and then now we have Kong versus Godzilla. And they hinted at a little bit in like after credit scenes in one of these movies. I don't remember which.
Godzilla has an after credit scene where you see like cave paintings or something
right,
like that.
Yes.
And they show you all the other monsters,
yes.
And I think the last monster you saw was a Kong image.
And I think the after credit scene on the Skull Island movie was they brought Hiddleston and Larson into a room and showed him some like old footage of stuff that was going on, and I think it was just Godzilla going through the water.
Goodman is talking about kaijus throughout the thing, or there's an incident that he speaks of.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that the end credit was going to be they found like his old cameras or something, and then showed it. But what they did was still acceptable. And you had your two big stars in it. My thinking, one, love Kong. I'm a Kong guy. Godzilla's great. I'm Kong all the way. Always have been. But personal opinions aside, I think just like a comic book, I think the situation here is we will get the two guys together. They will duke it out until they realize that there's a bigger enemy that they have to face. Probably the spoiler.
You can say it.
Mechagodzilla. Something like that. They'll have to come together to face a bigger foe, and then team up. So King Kong is going to beat up on Godzilla and look like he won. Godzilla is going to beat up on King Kong at some point, and it's going to look like he won.
Right.
And then they will team up to beat up on the big bad foe.
I don't know.
At the very end of the last Godzilla movie, you have a group of terrorist bad guys going out to collect bits and pieces of kaiju that are dead and things like that, and are obviously working on something. So making some kind of Mechagodzilla wouldn't shock me at all that the bad guys have done something so silly.
Could be.
So
could be. I mean, I when I think of global disaster, I think my first thought is build a giant Godzilla monster out of steel and metal and brawn and that things that make men. And, no, I don't think that'll happen. Huh. If they just throw that in there like, oh, we've got this
as the backup.
Yeah, that'll upset me.
Mechagodzilla.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
I can't wait to see it. I'm eager to see it. I love that stuff.
And you've got a giant lizard and a giant ape. The most unrealistic thing about this trailer is at one point they're both standing on a ship, and the ship is just level as can be. Okay.
Whoever is the cruise company that sees Godzilla goes, "Hey, we have that technology.
Right.
You win.
Right.
I'm willing to go on your boat. You can handle two kaiju." There's even a comic book right now called Kaiju Score.
Right.
And the theme of this comic book is that kaijus appear fairly regularly, enough that you can kind of plot where they might show up. There's kaiju detectors and things of that nature. So a bank heist they are waiting. They know they're pretty sure where the next kaiju is coming out at. They're waiting to rob the specific bank during the kaiju attack because they know everybody will be too busy.
That's a great
idea. Cops are going to be first responders. All that will be busy dealing with.
We can do
carnage. They're going to rob a bank.
We can do that. Let's wait for the next one.
Kaiju Score.
Let's wait for the next one and do it.
Okay.
I got that.
Have you seen the Mothra meme?
No.
It's got King Kong and Godzilla beating the hell out of each other, and then I forget who's on the bottom, but just tell Mothra that, and the other guy stopped. Did you say Mothra? So
Mothra. Like, that's great. Also, just recently announced, along with the Skull Island theme, is Netflix is going to do a Skull Island. I don't know if it's animated or anime or what's the difference. Okay. To me, there's no difference. It's animated. It's a style of animation. Maybe.
Anime tends to be more adult.
Okay.
Like if you want to see people's heads being cut off, or Godzilla chomping on people and blood and stuff spewing, you'd go with some anime. Not that you can't do that with an animation, but it's traditionally not what we see here in the United States.
Well, this one is specifically Skull Island, so monsters. There's got to be blood. There's got to be animated blood.
Because there's a couple of Netflix shows already that have done what I think this is going to be, and they've done a Fast and the Furious, which is for kids.
Really?
And the kids are like spies
on Netflix.
On Netflix,
really?
Pretty sure it's Netflix. They're spies, and then there's a Jurassic Park one where the kids go to Jurassic Park and get trapped.
Well, Jurassic Park is very family friendly.
But if you see these, this is definitely those. For kids, by kid kind of thing, where it's the kids coming together to overpower it. So my guess is, without seeing it, this is going to be the Godzilla from the 1970s with Godzuki kind of a thing.
Oh, you think?
Not that silly.
They wouldn't call it Skull Island if that's what it was.
But we'll see. So if it's an adult animated thing with Skull Island, I'm going to be thrilled.
I want to see a snake get his jaw ripped open.
I expect to see a bunch of kids teaming up with King Kong and being their buddy. dude.
It might. No, you might be right.
This is
you might
King
be right.
Kong and the T-Force.
You might be right. I don't see him throwing money at that. That's just my personal opinion.
right.
Also on Netflix, also released. They're gonna do a Tomb Raider animation or animated or anime series, scraping the bottom of the barrel for product, I guess.
And that movie was not good.
Yeah,
Those video games are great. If you play the video games,
Yeah.
I really like the Lara Croft video games from the new stuff, where it's story driven, and those have been really, really good. That movie they did though, man, that was bad. It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
There's just nothing good to say.
I honestly
about
didn't watch it. I heard so much bad about it. I
It's
didn't
not
watch it.
good.
And then finally throwing their another ring into the ring of animation.
A lot of animation coming our way.
Yeah, HBO Max has said that they're going to do a Game of Thrones animation of some kind. Now, a year and a half ago, or maybe 2 years ago, we heard that there was up to 6 or 7 Game of Thrones things in development at HBO. The only one that's actually come into fruition that's actually being worked on right now is this Dunk and Egg, which is the Hedge Knight, if you're familiar with that short-lived comic. But it's in the books and stuff.
That's it?
Yeah, that's all that's actually, they've got a production office set up.
I thought there was
set up
like
for it.
some like pre-Game of Thrones thing that was.
Yes,
really
that's
far
I'm
off.
sorry, that's filming right now.
Oh, so that's real.
That's
okay.
yes.
I'm like, man, for all this stuff to have taken a dump, that's
Yeah.
pretty hardcore.
Yeah, that's started
Okay.
filming. Then you got the Dunk and Egg, and then this is an animated deal. So again, I don't know how or when or why.
Did you find out, was that Image? Because I thought that was a different company when you said Hedge Knight. Because that guy
think
was
it's
at
Image.
a show in Fort Wayne not that long ago.
Was it?
Well, I mean, when I think of not that long ago now, it could have been 5 or 6
Yeah, I think
years
that's an
ago,
Image
but-
book.
All right.
I'd like to have one. They're going for good money right now.
Really? Oh. Yeah, he couldn't give them away at the show. I can tell
Right.
you that.
That's
Signs.
and that's the way it is. That's the way.
Oh, man.
That's the new speculation, and we've talked about this before. But I think it's opposite. In the '90s, speculation killed a lot of things
Sure.
and was really bad. But
Yep.
that was speculation to me based on this is gonna. I'm telling you, this is gonna be hot. This is gonna be hot. Yeah, we made 1 million of them, but this is gonna be hot. You should get one of these. And here's even a chrome cover and all that.
All right.
I think variant covers are the devil. I don't think that's a great deal. The speculation that seems to be going on now that I follow a little more is the developmental speculation of this is already out there. This was $2. It was $2 last week. It was $2 last year. But since XYZ is interested in it now as being a TV show, movie, whatever, that's going to jump the value of that up from $2 to $12 or $50 or whatever. That's a different kind of speculation that I think is actually good for you because you've got back issues to sell.
Sure.
You're not getting beat up by QVC or whoever for selling out from under you or selling crap that people think has value because somebody told them it has value.
Here, I think a lot of what you're saying is, I think, dead on.
Let's stop there then. Next on our list
there's
is
a lot going on with it, but this is buying penny junk stocks. This is buying crap. You are buying $1 scratchy ticket in the hopes of getting a book that's going to go to $20 to $50 to more dollars.
Yeah, but you don't buy it until
So-
somebody tells you that they have
Anybody can
interest
tell
in
you
it. Huh?
Anybody can tell you that. I can tell you that this guy had interest in whatever, and
Okay.
blah blah blah. Most of these are coming from YouTube videos and stuff like that, from what I've seen, and guys who are looking to make subscriptions, getting their numbers up.
Well, you're looking at
Some
the wrong.
of them have even
you're looking at
started
the wrong
like
sources.
their own boxes,
You can't listen to those guys.
things like that.
You can't listen to those guys.
So, all right,
You have to listen to real sources.
okay,
Okay, don't get your fake news.
gotcha. But the point being is it's a very careful how I choose my words.
It's not a scam.
It's not. I wasn't going to use that word. I was
No,
going
were
to say
you?
stupid.
It's a stupid thing.
It's a stupid thing.
You're
Here's the thing.
stupid. You're
you can
stupid.
spend $100 buying $100 books, hoping that one's going to pay off, or you could have bought one $100 book that's got actual legs, a real character, and something in it that's not speculation. We've got books out there that are easily within the realm of reach to save up to buy. Good first back. I mean, I've got a first appearance with Wally West. You know what? That's a character that's going to stand the test of time. That's a character that is beloved. That's a character that, to this day, right now, has a controversy among fans who are constantly building up. Hearing about Squirrel Girl's second niece's cousin in
That's not
Incredible
real.
Hulk 3. Some of the shit that you bought is just like that, actually. It's just these. Every first appearance in the world, it doesn't matter who it is, you might as well buy it. And that's become the thing. I've seen something so far as to say that Marvel Comics #1, this one has been a while back, and I haven't seen anybody back it up. Marvel Team Up #1 was the first appearance of Misty Knight. Because a young-looking black female character was walking down the street, and the writer said, "Oh, that was supposed to be Misty Knight." Now he says this 45 years after the book came out. Nobody believes that that's the first appearance of Misty Knight. But that's what's going on. So be careful if you're gonna do this sort of thing. That's fine. Buy your book. Buy $1, $2 books, whatever. That's like buying a scratchy ticket and hoping. But and here's the other thing: is these people are doing it knowingly. That's the bigger thing. It's not just the comic guy telling you or the comic company saying, "Oh, this is going to be worth $1 million," when I know I've got 500 copies in the back. This is you making the decision to buy this. So I think there'll be a little less vitriol towards the shops when this goes down and people can't sell these books.
But what I'm talking about specifically is the Hedge Knight book that the guy in Fort Wayne couldn't sell for $5. Okay, and now it sells for $100.
Yes.
The difference between A and B is somebody picked it up for a show.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
And
I'm not talking about
that instance. It's a hot show, and could go up.
But
on the other hand,
it did go up.
Okay.
It did go up.
Okay, and that's fine.
You buy it at $5 and it sells for $100. That's
that one went up.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm seeing people do stupid stuff like, "Ooh, I need to pick up the first appearance of Gambit because he is going to be in this new movie." Gambit has already been in like 200 episodes of cartoons. He's been in a movie. He's well known. Hedge Knight, guess what? How many people knew about Hedge Knight?
0.
Nobody knew about Hedge Knight. That's why that book
those are the
goes
ones
up.
I'm talking about.
Now, Gambit is a book worth buying because Gambit is going to be around forever. Gambit is not worth buying because you believe that he is going to get a ton of new fans based on him being in a new movie. That's not going to happen. That didn't happen for Quicksilver. It hasn't happened for Wanda. I mean, all those books jumped a little bit. Wanda and Scarlet Witch and Vision are characters that have been around for 40 plus years.
They haven't jumped that much because they're already high dollar books.
books.
Yeah, so you're not going to get the same return on investment that you would on a $2 or $3.
But you will over time. So that's the thing. That's why I say these are like penny junk things. You're trying to buy something for a couple dollars and sell it in a week or two for $50 or $60, hoping that you're going to win the lottery. Whereas if I buy
there's no hoping. You're
hoping.
No, there's no hoping because it happens. Because you see, they come up and say, Hedge Knight's getting a show. You go to eBay as quick as you can, and then you buy something cheap, and then you wait 2 days. I did it with that Mercy Sparks. And the guy, Mercy Sparks is in development. So I buy one for $25. And then the next day, the guy says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I damaged it during shipping or whatever, so he won't sell it to me, right?" But I save him as a seller, okay? So I know that everything he puts up for the next month. A month later, he puts that book up again, okay, for $100 because that's what it's selling for. So those things happen.
Did you send him a note?
I did. I said, I'll go ahead and take that one for $25 since you whatever. Yeah. No, crickets.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us on GeekStorm this week. Let's get rid of those damn plastic buckets in the middle of the Geek Street Alley, which is owned by the city.
Let's go do it right now.
And I understand that. I still want them gone.
Let's go move them.
Be groovy, everybody.